Hi, Happy New Year. Welcome to my first video of 2024. It's been quite some time since I actually sat in front of the camera and did something like this, but let's see how it goes. Last year, 2023, I decided it was time to get a lot of new equipment for my business. One of the things was a new laptop, new tripods, and a new camera. And that was possibly the most important choice I actually had to make. Now, as a Fuji user, there's a variety of cameras that they actually manufacture that I could seriously look at. In the past, I've quite often gone for really good quality second-hand cameras, simply because the newer models, and sometimes you find you've got to wait till people realise what the faults are with them before you get the firmware updates and they're actually upgraded. Having worked in the camera industry, this is something I'm well aware of. However, in November into December, of 2022, Fuji announced a new camera being released, which was the XT5. Now, the XT4 and to a certain extent the XT3 were superb cameras, there's no doubt about it. They had more of a video bias as opposed to a stills bias, however. And first and foremost, although I do enjoy shooting video, I am a stills photographer. So when they announced that the XT5 was going back to the roots and mainly concentrating on stills, I was extremely interested, to say the least. Now, obviously, with these kind of things, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and so I was very intrigued to pick one up. I watched a few YouTube videos by people whose opinions I really do trust, and they all said the same thing. It's a fantastic camera. Fuji have improved a lot of problems that were actually originally there in the whole X system, but they seem to be getting to the bottom of it. So I went out in January last year and I bought myself this, which is an XT5. Now, the first thing you notice is it's a silver and black version. This is purely personal choice. It comes in an all black version as well. I decided to go for the silver one because I like the retro look. It's extremely comfortable to hold in the hand as well. It's very, very similar to an old-fashioned film camera in the fact, as you can see on the top there, it's dials as opposed to push buttons. You still have the digital controls, obviously, it's a fully digital camera. But I find, however, people regularly mistake this for a film camera, which is quite interesting. This particular lens is an 18-55, which is a standard kit lens. It was one I owned already. It's not one I bought the camera without a lens on it. The bracket and the L bracket you can see on the side there is from Three-Legged Thing. It's not the one purpose made to fit this camera. That's been released quite recently, and I will actually be purchasing that as well because it makes life so much easier when you're putting them onto a ball head. There's a variety of features I really, really do like about this. It's weather sealed, which is quite good. The screen on the back tilts up like that, so when its camera's slightly lower than you, you can look down on the screen like so and still see what's going on. It'll also do that in the portrait format, like so, which makes life a lot easier than trying to get down behind the viewfinder all the time, which is a problem. As you get older, is a problem that becomes more and more obvious with digital SLRs, unless you actually have an angled viewfinder or you have a removable prism. It's very, very straightforward to use, and I'm one of these people. I've been in the photographic industry now for more years than I care to remember. Having worked selling cameras as well, I've always found there are no cameras I can't work, which is something I tell people regularly when it comes to one-to-one days. I found, however, compared to my other Fujis, this was quite a learning curve because it was so new. It has a completely remodeled sensor, was one of the first things I noticed about it, to the point where a lot of the original Fuji lenses don't manage to utilize the full sensor to get the best out of it. This, obviously, although they still produce fantastic quality images, is something you do have to take in consideration, and you find that you're probably going to be replacing some of your lenses, which is something I'm actually doing at the moment. However, rather than me actually stand here and tell you how good it is, just to show you how easy it is to use, last weekend, in spite of the fact it was absolutely pouring down, I took it out into the field and I took a couple of shots, mainly because I wanted to shoot something to show you how easy it is to use in bad conditions, but also because I wanted to shoot the first shot of the year for 2024.
Hey, Dad. Look at us. There you go. Good dog. Good dog.
Good. Okay. Stop. There we go. Right. Oh, right, it's not exactly the ideal day for taking photographs, but I kind of like to push myself sometimes, so I thought I'd come out and see what I can actually do, and we're going to have a try and see. And normally under these circumstances I put filters on, etc, but the mist is blowing in, it's raining hard, so we're just going to try and see what we can come up with. And we're going to lock that down slightly more. So I'll put check in there. Yep, camera's perfectly level. The single shots. 15 seconds at f6.4, which is pretty good for this kind of lens. It's hold it slightly in that way because we've got a branch just sneaking in there. It gives me a bit of detail, bit more detail in the sky. So even for a horrible day like today. And 3, 2, 1. There we go. That's it. This is actually a really easy camera to use in these kind of conditions because it responds so well. It will touch screen focus on whatever I happen to want it to do, so I just touch it like that and it's in focus. It's the exposure is in real time on the back here, so I can drop the shutter speed down by quite a bit, which allows me to blur various bits and pieces out. I can alter the aperture, make it slightly darker than it needs to be, like so. So I'm bringing in some detail. The whole lot can just be done right from here. It works exactly the same as my old film cameras used to back in the days when I was shooting on completely manual cameras. I absolutely love it. There we go. Once again, not exactly what you call a perfect shot, but it's not a perfect day, and we'll see what comes out of that.